എന്തെങ്കിലും റെഡിയാണോ? എന്നാൽ തുടങ്ങിക്കോണം. എൻ്റെ കൈകാണ് കൺട്രോൾ. പ്രിൻസിപ്പൾ റെഡിയാണ്, കരീന റെഡിയാണ്. വെൽക്കം. പിന്നെ പ്രിൻസിപ്പൾ എവിടെ? പ്രിൻസിപ്പൾ വന്നോ?
ജയരാജ് എന്തായി?
Yes, let us begin. Samna?
Let us begin, okay, sir. Well, all of you, welcome to the international webinar. Dr. Salina, let's start. Okay.
Hello everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. Today we are presenting international webinar on opportunities of financial market. I would like to invite Dr. V. Jayaraju, Associate Professor and Head of the Department of Commerce, Iqbal College, for the welcome speech.
Thank you,
Mute your mic, please.
Thank you, Dr. Samna, Dr. Selina, for inviting me to deliver welcome speech. I am not sparing too much time for too much valuable time. I am directly entering into my official duty as for welcome speech. Respected Principal Dr. U. Abdul Kalam sir, respected resource persons Dr. Sadar and Mr. Santosh Balakrishnan, and welcome all my colleagues and dear participants. I am introducing two eminent personalities for this webinar. One, Mr. Dr. Sadar, and another one is Mr. Santosh Balakrishnan. He will deliver speech tomorrow. Dr. Sadar is graduated in Agricultural Science from Kerala Agricultural University and postgraduated in business finance from the prestigious Indian Institute of Finance of Delhi. He also holds another master's in business administration from Edinburgh Napier University. He cleared UGC NET with a fellowship in management and completed PhD in business administration and commerce from MS University, Tamil Nadu. He holds certificate in quantitative finances CQF from CQF Institute UK and a certified risk specialist. From the past 15 years, he held various roles in Kerala State Agricultural Department, Multi-Commodity Exchange of India Limited, Mumbai, the Savola Groups, Saudi Arabia, Gulf Aluminium Rolling Mills, Bahrain, Glow Oil Trading, UAE, and currently serving as head of financial risk management at Al Ghurair, UAE. He is speaker in various national and international conferences and conducted paper presentations in Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad and Kozhikode. Also visiting in Al Ghurair University in Dubai. On behalf of the Department of Commerce and IQAC of Iqbal College, and on behalf of all the participants in this group, I extend a hearty welcome to you, Dr. Sadar.
Thank you, sir.
Next, I wish to welcome Dr. Mr. Santosh Balakrishnan, an MBA graduate from the Indian Institute of Finance. He holds around 18 years of experience in the capital market industry, primarily in emerging and GCC markets. He started his career with HCL Technologies as an analyst and later worked with Thomson Reuters, Moody's Analytics, and currently with the leading firm in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh Capital, a subsidiary of Riyadh Bank. He is the Vice President, Head of Equity Research, heading one of the largest buy-side equity research teams in Saudi Arabia. His firms handle around 75,000 crores of funds under management, and he is part of a team running some of the flagships equity funds ranked number 1 in 2018. Santosh worked as lead analyst tracking banks and REITs sectors have covered in the past petrochemicals, telecos, cements and power utilities. On behalf of the Department of Commerce and IQAC of Iqbal College, I extend a hearty welcome to you, sir. I also wish to welcome Major Dr. U. Abdul Kalam, Principal of our college, who is very supportive for all of our endeavors. I extend a hearty welcome to you, sir. I also extend a hearty welcome to all my colleagues, especially Dr. Samina, who is the backbone of this webinar, and Dr. Pradesh, Dr. Shanti, Dr. Salina, Dr. Kumari V.K. Shaini, and all the participants from Kerala, from various places in India, and from outside. I extend a welcome all the participants on behalf of our department, on behalf of IQAC of Iqbal College. Thank you all. Good afternoon.
Thank you, sir. I would like to invite Major Dr. U. Abdul Kalam, Principal, Iqbal College, for inaugural address.
Samna?
Let us begin, okay, sir. Well, all of you, welcome to the international webinar. Dr. Salina, let's start. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar.
Sir,
Today, we are presenting international webinar on opportunities of financial market. I would like to invite Dr. V. Associate Professor and Head of the Department of Commerce, Iqbal College, for the welcome speech.
Dr. V. HOD Department of Commerce. Dear faculty members of the Department of Commerce. Dr. Salina.
Thank you.
Mute your mic, please.
Dr. Salina.
Thank you, Dr. Salina. Dr. Salina, for inviting me,
colleagues and students.
To deliver welcome speech. I am not sparing too much valuable time. I am
for the PG Department of Information Resource Center,
my official duty
as we are conducting an international webinar
for welcome speech.
on the topic opportunities in financial markets. We have conducted a lot of conferences and workshops inside the campus in live during the last few years. Considering the present situation, the spread of COVID-19 pandemic, the possibility of this change,
Principal Dr. Abdul,
this is one of the great things happening among all teaching community around.
Resource persons, Dr.
Using the topic,
Sadar and Mr.
using the lockdown and COVID-19
Santosh Balakrishnan,
classes are going on
and
through online media and people are engaged more time
colleagues
in
and
online media for
participants.
studies and communications. Regarding the webinar,
I am introducing two eminent personalities for this webinar.
are more
Mr.
active
Dr. Sadar and
than before.
another one is Mr. Santosh
We
Balakrishnan.
need to travel and attend
He
the meeting and
will deliver
spend more time.
speech tomorrow.
But now, everyone around,
Sadar is
everyone
graduated
around the world
Agricultural
can attend
Science
various
from
webinars
Kerala
from
Agricultural
different parts of the
University
world.
and postgraduated in Business Finance from the prestigious Indian Institute of Finance of Delhi. He also holds
Opportunities in financial markets
Masters in Business
is more relevant,
from
especially in the situation of COVID pandemic.
He cleared UGC NET with a fellowship in management and completed
Today's
PhD in
webinar is from
Business
Dubai.
Administration and Commerce from MS University.
Dr. Sadar Abdul
He
Rasheed.
holds certificate in quantitative finance
He is native of
CQF from CQF
and
Institute
another person from Saudi Arabia.
risk specialist.
Mr. Santosh Balakrishnan.
From the past,
Participants from Bahrain, Dubai,
roles in
Tamil
Kerala,
Nadu,
Agriculture
Karnataka,
Department,
all are joining
Commodity
the session.
Exchange of India Limited, Mumbai,
These possibilities gave new dimensions to
Saudi
education,
Arabia, Gulf
conference
Germany
and
and
research
Rolling
aside,
Bahrain, Glow Oil
I'm not taking much more
UAE,
time.
and currently serving as head
Responsibilities to inaugurate this event.
of management at Al Ghurair UAE. He is speaker in various national and international conferences and conducted paper presentations in Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad and Kozhikode. Also visiting
Opportunities in financial markets.
Al Ghurair University,
Once again,
Dubai.
I formally declare
On
that
behalf of the Department of Commerce and IQAC of Iqbal College
today's international
and
webinar
on behalf
organized
of
by
all
PG
the
Department of Commerce and
participants in
Research
this
Center,
group, I
Iqbal College,
heartily welcome to you, Dr.
on the
Sadar.
topic opportunities in financial markets
Next,
is
I
inaugurated
wish
and
to
also take this
welcome Dr.
opportunity to thank
Mr. Santosh
resource persons
Balakrishnan,
and
MBA
the
graduate
organizing
from the Indian
committee,
Institute of
especially the
Finance,
faculty members from the
holds
PG Department of
80
Commerce.
years of experience in the capital
Have
market
made this
industry,
program for their
primarily
education.
in emerging and
And also I would like to
markets.
express my
GCC
hearty
markets.
thanks
He
to
started his career with HCL Technologies
the participants
as
of
an
this
analyst
webinar,
and later worked with
teachers from
Reuters,
colleges,
Moody's Analytics,
Research
and
colleagues,
currently with the
guest
leading
faculties,
firm in Saudi Arabia,
etc.
Riyadh
for their
Capital,
presence and
a
the
subsidiary
success of this 2 days
Riyadh Bank.
international webinar.
He is the
Thank you.
Vice President,
Thank you all.
Head of Equity Research, heading one of the
Thank you, sir.
largest
Resource
vice
person for today's webinar is
teams in
Dr.
Saudi Arabia.
Sadar Abdul Rasheed.
He firms
It's my pleasure to
his
invite
firms
Dr.
handle
Sadar
around
Abdul Rasheed to take
75,000
over
crores of
the
funds
session on hedging in financial
under
risk. So please.
management, and he is part of a team running some of the flagships equity funds ranked number 1 in 2018.
Thank you for the
Santosh worked as
major
lead analyst tracking banks and REITs sectors
First of all, I'm
have covered in the past petrochemicals, telecoms, cements and power utilities. On behalf of the Department of Commerce and IQAC of Iqbal College, I
Before going
extend
into the
hearty welcome to you,
topic,
sir.
just housekeeping because joining
I also wish to welcome Dr. Abdul Kalam, principal of our college, who is very supportive for all of our endeavors. I extend a hearty welcome to you, sir. I also extend a hearty welcome to all my colleagues, especially Dr. Samna, who is the backbone of this webinar, and Dr. Pradesh, Dr. Shanti, Dr. Selina, Dr. Kumari V.K. Shaini, and all the participants from Kerala, from various colleges in India and from outside. I extend a welcome for all the participants on behalf of our department on behalf of IQAC Football College, thank you all. Good afternoon.
I think all of you can see
Thank you,
my
sir.
screen.
I would like to invite Major Dr. U. Abdul Kalam, Principal,
Can you see that?
Iqbal College, for inaugural address.
Yes, can see, sir.
So,
Yes.
good evening, good afternoon. I think that is the two time zones now. Then Dubai time is almost 2 o'clock now. I think you are almost past. Sir, you're on mute. Anyway,
Sir, you were.
so today the topic is
Right,
the
right.
hedging in financial
Okay, sir.
world.
Hello.
So
Okay, hello.
you all are, I believe you all are
Good afternoon to all.
postgraduate or research scholars and the faculty. So we
Dear
come across the world
Dr.
of
V.
hedging.
Jayaraju,
And
HOD,
we have
Department of Commerce.
learned in the, I think,
Dear faculty members from the
M.Com
Department of
Finance,
Commerce,
one of
Dr.
the paper
Shaini,
is the equity research and portfolio management.
Dr.
So you are
Sanna,
familiar with the hedging, I
Dr.
believe.
Pradesh,
So no problem. We will be getting
Dr.
more
Salina,
clear into the new dimension of
Dr.
hedging in
Shanti,
financial world. In
dear
this,
colleagues and students.
in this presentation.
It is the
So
great
this is a
moment for
category
Iqbal College
disclaimer. So the
as
opinion expressed in this presentation is purely
especially
my personal view.
for the
It's
PG
nothing
Department of
related to
Commerce
my
and
previous
Research Center,
organizations and
as we are conducting an international webinar on the topic
so we know
opportunities in
in a
financial
different world, right?
markets.
So the companies are
We
doing
have conducted a
business
lot of
in private
conferences
sector,
and workshops inside the
sector,
campus
and semi-governmental
live
sector, and
during the last
everywhere the business
few
is going on, that's the
years.
livelihood apart from
Considering the
culture
present
and
situation,
education.
the
But there
spread
are
of COVID-19
going into the
pandemic,
details, I thought
the
of
positivity
begin with
on
the
this
kind of
stage.
business. Let's
This is one of
understand
the
what kind
great
of
things
business we do.
happening among all teaching
If we
community
go
around the
into
world.
roughly, we can see these are the four
You see in the topic,
for the discussion
you
points.
see in the time of lockdown and
One is the
COVID-19, lot of
extractors,
classes are
manufacturers,
going on
marketers,
through
and
online media and people are
if
engaged
you
more
compress all
time
together, we will be
in online media for
we can
studies
cover
and
all this
communications.
business under these four categories.
Regarding the
The
webinar,
extractors are the business that
in
grow the product
concerned
or
people
that take the raw material from
are
nature
more active
and they produce
and
it.
comfortable
Manufacturers of the
than
same
before.
extractors produce the raw material
Earlier,
and exchange them
we need to
and
travel and
make them
attend the
into
meeting and have to spend more
and
time
the
and
marketers
money.
are the type of business
But now,
involved in
everyone
moving
allow
goods from one producer
everyone
to
all over
another.
the world can attend
And
various
the
webinars
service
from different parts of the
business
world.
that perform the service instead of making or
This
performing the
webinar
marketing function.
topic,
So I'm just
opportunities in financial markets,
we need to
is more
understand the
relevant,
business.
especially in
Generally,
the
second thing is
situation of
so that's
COVID
why
pandemic.
I bring this into the picture. So we are
One of the
formulating
resource person
this
for today's webinar is from Dubai,
in a business case analysis.
Dr. Sadar Abdul Rasheed.
For the sake of
He is
point
native
view,
of
I think we can have a
Trivandrum.
question answer session at
And
the end.
another
Then we
one
can
from Saudi Arabia.
handle the questions and answers.
That is
So
one
please note it down.
Mr. Santosh
You,
Balakrishnan.
put it in the chat box.
Participants from Bahrain, Dubai,
In the presentation
Tamil Nadu,
audience,
Karnataka,
keep
all are
these
joining the
questions
session.
ready. We will discuss it at the
These
end of
possibilities gave new dimensions to education,
why
conference and research as a whole.
why
I am not taking much more
risk
time.
is always involved
My
in
responsibility is to
business, right?
inaugurate
If
this
you come
event.
from home to the office, you are come across lots of risk, right? That's in a different variety and kind of risk. And you are driving a car, Sir, you are, again, you muted. are already going to challenge that risk coming from the traffic and the other co-drivers and the
Opportunities in financial
and all
markets.
these things. We are daily.
Once again, I formally declare that
But why we are focusing more on the financial risk? Because we all are
the
doing
2 days international webinar organized by PG Department of Commerce and Research Center,
profit, right? The
Iqbal
bottom
College,
line
Perimala,
handle should be positive.
on the topic
And
opportunities in financial markets
proper
is inaugurated, and also take this opportunity to thank resource persons and the organizing committee, especially the faculty members from the PG Department of Commerce,
So
behind this program for their dedication.
Financial risk.
And also I would like to express my hearty thanks to
safety, environment risk is there.
the participants of this webinar,
Safety risk are there. But
teachers from different colleges,
in a common business,
research colleges,
from the startup
guest faculties,
and the blue chips,
etc., for their presence and the success of these 2 days
it is very
international
important that
webinar.
students in
Thank
commerce,
you all.
we should have a proper idea how we are managing all this.
Thank you, sir. The resource person for today's webinar is Dr. Sadar Abdul Rasheed. It's my pleasure to invite Dr. Sadar Abdul Rasheed to take over the session on hedging in financial risk. So please.
mentioning this. I'm not going into the details. I'm just giving an overview about the finance. Thank you, Selena, and thank you for that. I think you have an idea about the financial risk. There are market risk, operation, liquidity, and credit. These are the detailed level of risk. First of all, I'm taking this opportunity to thank the team behind this for giving this opportunity to share my ideas and views with the young people. I mentioned this manufacturing is something that thankful raw material production. Right? Before going into the topic, just some other down because whoever is joining kindly mute their mic and video if possible. I'm just introducing it is necessary because otherwise the bandwidth will be taken for the video to share. Let's see. So it will affect the connectivity of the presentation. So if anything happened in between, this link is broken or something, you can rejoin. You can see my screen, right? Also, we are available in live in our Facebook page that is already shared. This is a Gulf. No one will miss anything. If you miss also the live program will continue. So what this company is doing, they're making an introduction sheets. So I'm not taking much time. I will go into my responsibility. Slitted coils and other products that is from aluminum. So it's a huge industry. It's a heavy metal industry. So it is the main raw material is aluminum. Then there will be somebody who supplies the aluminum, right? Because either they have to import the aluminum, or if you can see my need to manufacture the aluminum and make product out of it. You can see that there is another company.
Yes, yes.
Yes, can see, sir.
That's called Alba.
Yes.
Aluminium. Good evening. Good afternoon. Aluminium. I think that is a company called Alba. And Dubai time is almost 2 o'clock now. I think you are what this almost doing past 3. Anyway, so today the topic is the hedging in financial world. This is a you all are, I believe, you all are the students of the biggest company is the largest smelter in the world. So we come across the word of hedging, big player. And we have the largest on-site aluminum producer in the world. Finance, one of the paper is the equity research and portfolio management. What you are familiar with the hedging, I believe. Producing no problem. The aluminum, getting more familiar into the new dimension of they are producing standard ingots, rolling slabs, and alloy ingots, and all these things. So this is a thinking why I'm mentioning all these opinion expressed in this presentation is purely my personal view. It is nothing related to my previous organization. We are just studying about the hedging, right? Rather than bookish knowledge of hedging, you should understand and follow it. You all are living in a business world, right? So the companies are doing business without private sector, public sector, and semi-governmental sector, and everywhere the business is going on. That's the livelihood. That's why this, apart from the agriculture and the production, thought to you to understand what is the relevance from the life. I thought of to begin with the kind go into the details of. Let's understand what kind of about this company, at least what they're doing. Not going into the details of the product line. At least we can see these are the 4. Now, this is a for the discussion point Alba of kind of produce the ingot. What is the raw material for the gum coat to make roll the product. If you come to roll together, we will be right simple. We can cover all very understandable. There is no confusion. The extractors are the business that grow the products. It's very common. Where is the raw material from nature? And they produce something. The manufacturers of the same extractors produce the raw material and exchange them, and it will come into the okay, and the marketers are the type of business involved in moving this goods from one producer to the consumer. The Alba is producing an ingot, and the Gamco is producing as a rolling product and selling into the customer in taking a quick span of time. So I'm just throwing this idea before. Take months. We need to understand the business. Then only the second thing is flat rolled product. So take bring this into huge time, almost 60 to 90 days from presentation goods to finish business. The time taken for that product life cycle may vary from for the sake of discussion point of view. I think we can have a question and answer session at the end. Then Alba is producing an ingot in January, so please note it down. And February supposed to be the Gamco buy from them and they roll in the presentation and the audience. So keep all your questions ready. We will discuss it at the end. If you imagine the scenario for discussion, the thing is by the time the Gamco and Alba sells the why do Gamco the price is always $1,000 for the sake of if you come from home and by the time you are come across lot of
Camco make
right?
it
That's
feel
in a
good and
different
sell
variety and kind
into the
of.
market.
And
If
you are
it is
driving a car,
1,200,
you're
are
already
happy.
going
No
to
challenge
challenge risk coming from the
you're buying
traffic
at a lower
and the
price
other
and selling it
co-drivers and the
to higher
passengers,
price. That's
pedestrians,
why
and
the
all
business
these things,
works.
right?
Always
We
people
daily come
want to
across
do business
lots
in a
of risk.
profit. But why we are
Fantastic.
focusing more on the
But
financial?
we are exposed to a different
Because
kind
we
of
all are
market.
doing the business for what? We are happy.
Business for
Money,
but
profit, right? The
see
bottom
the other
line,
way
the
around.
P&L should be positive. And
If
that also should
January Alba sold to
proper
Gamco
reflection
at
on your
1,000
P&L account,
and
and
by the time
balance. Gamco sell
balance
the
sheet
finished
and
product
all the accounts
and we handle
into
it
the market,
The
so
market price is
that's the
200.
reason why we are
So
more
what's the
focused
scenario?
on the financial risk
In the financial world,
the loss
compared to the
is a
other
huge loss.
HSE, health,
So I'm not
safety,
talking
environment
about the
risk is
overheads,
there.
okay?
There are
Keep
other
the
lot of
overheads
other kind
ahead.
of safety risks.
Maybe
are
there
there.
are processing
In
charges
a
and blah
business
blah blah.
environment,
You just
in a
simply
common
going into
business, it's starting from the
startup to the corporate
not
and the
talking
blue
about the
chips
labor cost,
and trillion-dollar
overheads, blah blah
companies.
blah. Secondary
The
cost,
financial
forget
risk
about
is
it.
very
This is the
important. So
basics. It is very important that the
1,000,
students in
the
the
market
commerce,
collapse.
you should have a
After
proper
16
idea
days
how
or
we are
90
managing
days,
this.
200, I have to sell, right?
So
Because I have to
financial
run my
risk,
industry.
if you go
Because
into
the
the
industry is
details,
going
there
on
are
concern.
different kind of
The
risks.
companies
One
are
is the
going on
market
concern.
risk,
I can't
operational
stop
risk,
my
liquidity
production
risk, and
because
credit
the
risk.
price
That's
is
the
low.
point of sake of
There are
this
companies
discussion. I'm
doing
just
that, but we can't
mentioning
afford
this.
it.
I'm not going into the details. I'm just giving an overview about the
Then
financial.
what is the solution?
Okay, so I think you
There is a
have an
risk,
idea
right?
about the financial risk. There are
Of course,
market
there is
risk,
a risk.
operation, liquidity,
That is
and
the
credit.
downside
These
risk.
are the detailed level of
My cost, my fixed cost,
buying the raw
so again
material is
back
1,000,
into the
but my
business piece,
finished
that is
product
manufacture.
is
Selling
I
at
mentioned this
200,
manufacturing is
800
something
dollars
that
of
the raw
flat
material
loss.
production.
Who will
That
bear
the raw material
this
will
loss?
be used for some
If
other
this is the
downstream
scenario the
industry for
company
the
run,
company make
other
profit.
aspects.
I'm just introducing a company to you. That's
Just one
called
question,
Gum.
one person can reply me.
Okay,
Are you
let's
following
see
me
about
here
this
till now?
company, what they're doing.
Please, one person reply me.
You can
No
see my
audience?
screen, right? Yes, I believe.
So,
This is a Gulf Aluminium Rolling
Yes,
Mill company.
yes,
It's based
yes.
in Bahrain.
Okay, I got
So
lot of
what
facts.
this company
Okay, good.
is doing,
Thank you.
they're
Thank
making
you.
a aluminium sheet.
okay, if you understand
aluminium
this
coils,
properly, then only there
or
is a need of going into
slitted
forward. That's why.
coils and
Then
other
the question is what
products
to do.
that is from
What is
aluminum.
the solution?
So it's a huge industry.
That is the
It's a heavy
discussion
metal
of
industry.
topic today.
So
the
it
hedging.
is the main raw material is
How we are
aluminum.
going
Then there
to
will be
solve
somebody
this,
who supply the aluminum,
the
right?
industries
Because
and
either they
financial
have to
world
import the
space.
aluminum or they need to manufacture the
That is
aluminum
called
and
risk
make product out of it. But there is
Called
another
risk
company is there.
management. How it work?
We know the risk management is a
That's called
good word.
ALBA. Risk
Aluminium,
management.
the person who is handling that risk,
Aluminium
is a
Bahrain,
Superman,
that's
company called
or
ALBA.
is an Iron Man,
It's
or
basically
some
let's
kind
see
of
what
man,
this company
or a
is
woman,
doing.
or black lady, or a black widow, or whatever it is you can say,
Compared to the Marvel comics and the era of new generation.
this is a
But
how it
company
is
doing is it a
based in
black box
Bahrain.
thing?
The
The
biggest company
no,
is the
we
largest
will go into
smelter
that.
in the world.
It's not a small player. It's a big player. They
I
are the
mentioned
largest
earlier,
on-site
this is called
aluminum
hedging.
producer in the world.
It's the
Present
same
located
meaning
in
as you
Bahrain.
understand
It is
from the
called
dictionary of
aluminum
English.
Bahrain.
The hedging
What
means
these guys
a
are doing
fencing.
is they are
Normally,
producing
everybody,
the
everyone
aluminum,
do
different
in their
aluminum
house.
products.
They
The
are
hedging
producing
means you
standard
have a compound
ingots,
wall,
that
rolling
compound wall
slabs,
will do the protection
and
from
alloy
you from the
ingots and all
outside
these
world.
things.
It will give you the
See,
comfort.
you're
To
thinking
walk
why I'm
around
mentioning
and
all
it
these
will
things in this
confirm your
presentation.
privacy
What
in
in
your
your
activities. That is called
see?
hedging. The people may
We are just
say
studying about the hedging.
it's a
Right?
protection,
Rather
right?
than
It's a
bookish
protection.
knowledge
You
of
have any
hedging, you should
protection?
understand and correlate what is
In
the
financial
context
world,
of
we
hedging in
normally
financial
memes
world.
and those and all these
Can't
people
the
we say that the
industry
protection
sustain
we
without
won't use it
hedging?
about hedging.
Can't the
Normally
industry
we
have
in
a
the
risk
lakhs
management
of the
department
business
to
we say
handle
that
the
the
financial
protection.
risk?
Have we had a
That's
protection
why
on the
this
downside
put
or
this
upside?
point
Are
of
flat?
thought to you to understand
Was
what
the
is the
delta?
relevance
These are the
from a
common
life
things we
scenario.
discuss in this
So we
point of
go
view.
into the details of this company.
So let's
You
see.
know
Let's
about this
move
company
and
and
jump into
please
dive
what they're
into
doing,
this.
not going into the
Hedging.
detail of their product.
The
Then at least you
definition
know
of
what you're doing.
hedging. The best way
Now,
to
this
understand
is
the
a scenario.
hedging
The
is to
Alba
think
used to produce the
of
ingot,
it
that is
as
the
a
raw material for the
form
gum
of
coat to
insurance.
make rolled product that is
You all
selling into
know
the
about the
market.
insurance. insurance, right? I think most of the people very simple, very understandable. Insurance there is no medical insurance or car insurance, right? Obviously, everyone do. So it's very common, right? Without that, you can't. The RTO will not permit you to drive your car without insurance in direction, I believe. But the rule, there are exceptions. Yes, it's a kind of insurance, but there are some differences. Okay, that is true. When the people decide to hedge, if they are insuring themselves against the negative event, the Alba is producing an ingot and your Gamco is producing as a rolling product, and the probability you don't know customer is taking met with an accident or not, it's God's sake. No, but you have a probability that Gamco need to produce a flat roll product. It takes that is of course a almost 60 to 90 damage your car, it may damage the people, it may damage the life of you or the time taking for that product life cycle may vary from it will incur a cash flow, right? That means incur a cash flow of you or somebody else. If this Alba is producing an ingot from January, however, if the negative event does happen, the Gamco buy from them and they roll back and March they sell it. Of that event is true. That is, this is the time span. If you imagine the scenario for discussion, by the time the Gamco, the Alba will sell the product to Gamco, the price is so don't misunderstand for the sake of hedging is a and by the time insurance. No, I'm just giving you this example and sell you to understand the market properly. If it is 1,200, we all are happy. Don't misunderstand the hedging with insurance. We are buying insurance at a lower price and selling it at a higher price. It doesn't mean that the all insurance, right? Always people want complete definition of hedging. No, it's fantastic. But we are exposed to a different kind of market. Hedging against risk means strategically using financial instruments and the market strategies to offset the risk of any adverse January's movement. Alba sold to Gamco at 1,000. We can buy the time to the Gamco sell the finished product. That's why the example I given you in the beginning, the market price is 200. I bought it at 1,000. The market at the time of selling is 200. The loss adverse price movement. So I'm not talking about the overheads. I have to play properly the financial instruments. Maybe there are processing charges and blah blah blah. We're just simply going into a granular version of understanding. Not talking about the labor cost, the hedging overheads, blah blah blah. What are the techniques? Because generally involve the financial instrument known as the market collapse. After 16 days or 90 days, 200, I have common derivatives I have to run by industry because the industry is going on optional. The companies are going. I think all of you may come across stop my production on because the price is derivatives. There are companies doing that, but syllabus afford it. So you may have come across this word derivatives and instruments. What is the solution? The people used to say, what is the instrument you're talking about? Is a machine of kind of thing? There is a risk. You can have a, that is the downside mass risk. And density, something like that. My cost, my fixed cost, density. Buying the raw material is 1,000, but my finished it is product, a jargon we normally use selling in financial at 200 kind of complex things of flat instruments. Who will get all derivatives? So the word derivative, scenario the company run, company make profit. With the derivatives, you can develop the trading strategies where the just one question, one person can reply me. Are you following me here till now in the derivative? Please, one person. We will go into the details of this funny example. Financial derivatives. Okay, the people are in a rainy time. They're wearing an umbrella, so they are taking a protection, of course. So, what is derivative? Yes. Derivatives is a substance I got lot that of made from another substance. That is a common name. Okay, if you understand this properly, then only there is a need of anyone, especially the chemical people, the people who handle the question is chemicals. What is a derivative? They will tell you that, okay, that is the substance that is derived from some other substance. How we are going to solve this? It's a simple same meaning in the financial world. And financial derivative is in finance work the same principle. That is called risk management. Means it's a substance risk that made from another substance. How it works? So whatever the risk management is of this manufacturing or this the person who is handling that risk is called financial Superman derivative, or is a Iron Man, then we or some kind of man or a woman or black lady or a black widow or whatever derivative you can say compared to the Marvel comics and the value generation that is but reliant upon a derived from an underlying asset or group of assets. It's very difficult to understand. I believe I'm not taking. I mentioned earlier, 3 o'clock after a lunch. You may feel very bored. It's the same meaning, but I'm trying to from the dictionary of English. The hedging means a fencing Normally, everyone into these kind of definitions. We will go into the real life. Means you have a compound wall. That derivatives will do the protection from you from the outside world. It will give you the comfortness to walk around and price fluctuations, blah blah blah. In your activity, this is a courtesy for me to show this definition. Without that, I can't go into it's a protection, right? It's but anyway, just you have remember this numbers. Okay, it's a contract. In financial world, we normally me and Sambos and all these people we say that the protection some assets use it maybe hedging. Different assets. Normally we have equities, debt, commodities, currencies, whatever. Business we say that we go into the had a protection on the downside. Are we flat? Okay. What's your delta? These are the common things. But these derivatives are something you can buy directly. So let's see. These assets are commonly purchased this through a brokerage or hedging. It's not possible someone wants to buy a derivative. The best way to understand the hedging is to think some money. No, it needs a procedure. It is a regulated market. It needs regulations and proceedings to do that. Know about the insurance. I think most of the people do the insurance, at least a life insurance. So the basic, the common derivatives are traded in exchange. Obviously, everyone over the counter market. OTC markets and the RTO will not permit you to drive a car without insurance. The BSE Sensex, NSE Nifty, but crude oil prices are going up and down, and people decide to hedge in. They are insuring themselves against the negative. We have two leading equity exchanges and commodity insuring your car as well as expecting an event. The probability you don't know commodities may met with an accident or derivatives are standardized and eliminate and reduce the risk over the that line between 0 to 1. The over-the-counter means that customizable thing. That is of course an exchange is regulated by some damage your car. It may damage the people, damage the life of you. But the OTC is an agreement. It's a negative. Normally, the over-the-counter it will exchanges, the OTC exchanges do the agreement with you or somebody else customizable. This doesn't prevent all negative events from happening. However, if the negative event does happen, that is very important. Properly hedged to understand by hearing the derivative. That event, I said that in the beginning for the everyone should have an insurance. It's a contract. And it is derived from an asset, underlying asset, that insurance and it is a leveraged instrument. So the leverage instrument means your leverage is very high. What is the leverage? What is the leverage? No, we said about the derivatives are the futures and options and understand it properly, right? But the leverage means if you are a don't misunderstand the hedging. You want to buy some shares, you have an investment as the balance is 10,000 rupees. It doesn't mean that all insurance that X share is trading at 100 rupees in BSE. That X company is trading at 100 rupees in hedging against you have 1,000. So you can buy 10 shares. You can take the ownership of that 10 shares by paying 1,000 because that particular share is trading at. If you come into the financial world, means you are confined to the adverse price movement. That's why the example I gave in the beginning, especially in futures and options and all these things, 1,000 the market. At the time of selling is the maximum margin means you have 1,000 rupees. You can take I have to play properly the financial instruments and the market strategies to offset. You have 1,000, you can take an exposure of 10,000. The hedging techniques, you're investing only one of the techniques, but generally involve the financial instrument being only the margin money because you're playing in a future market. You are not dealing in a stock market. So that common derivatives are. So the things to remember, one is futures and options, some kind of a contract. I think all of you may come across the price of that is derived from an underlying asset. That's in the third level. This is for come across this word derivatives and instruments. All these people used to say, what is the instrument you are talking about? Is the machine of kind of thing? There are other things is the forward contract. Forward contract has a something like that form of derivative. It is not the basic form of derivatives means I said it is a contract. It is a contract. Normally use in financial world to buy or sell an asset in a specified price on a future document. Suppose all sugar manufacturing company is making a contract with some. With the derivatives, they are manufacturing the ice creams where the because the sugar is one of the raw materials for the ice cream. They are making entering a contract with the manufacturer and consumer. I will buy from
Financial
you at 50
derivatives,
cents in
okay,
6
the people
months.
are in a rainy
Okay?
time, they're wearing an umbrella.
These contracts are between them only.
So they are
The
taking a
manufacturer
protection,
of sugar
course.
and
So
the
what is
consumer
derivatives?
is the ice cream
Derivatives is a
producer.
substance
These two
that
parties are
made from
entering into a
another
contract.
substance. That is a
It has a
common name,
contract.
common
It has a
explanation,
defined
right?
condition
If
saying
you
that the
ask anyone,
price
especially the
and
chemical people, the
quality,
people who
delivery
handle
months
with
and
the
everything,
the chemicals,
and it will
what is a
settle on that
derivative? They
particular
will
day
tell you that
on the
okay, it's
contract
a
price.
substance
There is
that
nothing
is
derived
traded in
from
an exchange.
some other substance.
So this is
It's
the very
derivative.
crude
It's a
form
simple
of
same
derivative
meaning
is
in
the
financial
forward
world.
Only the
Derivative
difference, the
in
major
finance
difference is
is
they
the
customize
same
the contract
principle.
and don't trade on an
Means it is
it's
clear.
a substance that made from the
Another
four contracts
substance.
are available in
So
all over
whatever
the world.
the thing
It's basically
kind
from the
of this
producers,
manufacturing or
especially in
this
US and all. The
this
forward
definition
contracts work
is
within
called financial
producers in
derivative.
agriculture commodities like grain,
Then we
salt,
go
and
into the details
coffee,
and the
and all
bookish
these things.
definition
It's
of what
derivatives.
the
Suppose if
derivative
you are
is a
giving
financial instrument
for the sake of
with a
argument, is a burger
value
manufacturer.
that is
Burger manufacturer
reliant
is the
upon
major
a
thing is the
derived
price, the
from an
potato price.
underlying
He
asset
is
or
entering
group
because
of
he need a
assets.
potato
It's
for
very
all the
difficult to
season. Whenever
understand.
he is opening a
Not
shop,
taking
he
your
need a potato because
your
people
clock after
prefer
a lunch.
more potato
You
fries
make
rather
you
than the
very
burger.
bored.
So
I
he needs
know, I
more
understand, but I'm
mobile
trying
thing
to
is
make it
as
quick
price.
as possible
So
to the
the
down to
potato
earth to
fries
understand
is
you.
availability
The
for this
derivatives
is
are that
seasonal
I'm
thing
not
and the
going into
price
these
vary in
kind of
off season.
definitions. We
So
will
he
go into
enter
the
into a
real life
contract with a
okay?
farmer and fix the price. And he
The
will run the show
derivatives
for the whole
itself
year.
is
So
a
this is the kind
contract
of
that
a derivative
between
transaction. It's a kind of
one
a
or more
business.
parties and they'll drive the price
Okay,
fluctuations, blah blah blah,
and future
this is
contracts.
here
This is a courtesy for
the
me to
future
show this
contract
definition. Without
is a
that, I can't go
legal
into
agreement.
details. Here, the
But anyway,
difference is
just
it is
remember
creating
this
a legal
numbers. Okay,
binding,
it's a contract,
and
which
which
the
is
buyer
derived
and
from
the seller
something,
and it is a
and it is
standardized
some assets.
form.
Maybe
Maybe
it's
it's
a different
board, but
assets. We
the
have
biggest
equities,
difference
debt,
is
commodities,
it's trading
currencies,
in an
whatever.
exchange. We go into the details, then we
Future
feel
exchange.
it very interesting.
It is traded in
Future exchanges.
okay.
That's the main
But
function.
these
And the
derivatives
difference
are
one
something you
level
can
up
buy
a
directly.
difference compared
These
to the
assets are
forward
commonly
contract to
purchased
futures because it
through
has
a
a
brokerage.
standardized legal
It's not
binding.
possible.
Someone
The
want to
quality,
buy a
price,
derivative
date,
from
and is tradable.
using your
It is
bank
tradable.
account or
Tradable
using
means
your
I can
money.
buy and
No,
sell
it
any
need a
time, any
procedure,
number
is a
of time
regulated
before the
market.
expiry.
It need regulations and
Is
proceedings
authorized
to
to
do
do
this.
that kind of business via brokerage. And the options. So
This is a
the
very tough
basic, the
thing
common
to
derivatives are traded in
understand.
exchanges and
But
over the
anyway,
counter market.
courtesy I'm
OTC
just
market
passing
and
through,
the
but we will
exchange.
focus more
Exchanges,
on
you know that
futures on the coming
reading
every day in the
the
news.
options are another financial instruments
The BSE
that value
Sensex
of
and
underlying
Nifty
securities such as
and
stocks
crude oil
or
prices are
options
going up
contract
and down,
offers
and
a
all these
buyer the
things are
opportunity
traded
to
in
buy or sell
different
depending on the
exchanges.
type of
In
contract
India,
they
we have
hold,
two leading equity
and the
exchanges
underlying
and
assets.
commodity exchanges.
Each option
As well as
contract
we have
will
a
have a
leading
specific
exchanges in all over the
expiration
world
date
where
by
the
which
main
they must
commodities are
exercise
traded.
the option.
And the exchange
The
traded
stated
derivatives are
price of an
standardized
option
and
is called
eliminate
strike
and
price.
reduce the risk
See,
over the
this is the
OTC.
thing. Something
OTC
is an
means
option,
the
right?
over-the-counter
Option
means
means somebody is giving you a right.
customizable thing. Okay,
Somebody
the
is
exchange
giving you
which
a
is
right
regulated
means
by somebody
I'm
and they
telling
will
you,
take care
I'm
of the
telling you, we
counterparty
can,
risk and all
I will
these
give
things.
you
But
my
the
right to
OTC is
buy
a
something on a
agreement.
future
Normally,
date.
the
So
over-the-counter
these rights are
exchanges,
in
the
two
OTC
kinds.
exchanges
One is
do
the
the
buying
agreement
right and selling
mutually
right.
and
What is
customizable.
buying right? In the
The
world of
derivatives are
finance and
usually
derivatives,
leveraged
this buying
instrument
right
which
is called
increase the
call option.
potential risk and
The
reward.
put
That is
option
very
means
important
it's a
thing
selling
we
right.
need
Somebody
to
is holding a
understand
selling
by
right.
hearing the
It's called
derivative.
put
I
option.
said in the beginning
Whenever
for
you want to
everyone,
have that
it's
buying
a
option,
contract
you need
and
to
it is
pay.
derived
If I
from an
want to
asset,
buy
underlying
that
asset,
buying a call
and
option,
it is
I
an
have to pay a
leveraged
premium.
instrument.
The
Premium is
leverage
the
instrument
is the
means your
small
leverage
amount
is
I
very
need.
high. What is the leverage?
And if
What is the
anyone
leverage
want
means?
to sell that
We
right,
said about the
whoever is
derivatives are
selling
the
that
futures
right,
and
whoever is
options
writing
and
an option
forwards,
will
right?
receive some
The
premium.
leverage means if
That's
you are
called
a
put
equity
option.
trader, you want to
And
buy some shares. You have
one
an
interesting
investment
thing
is the
is it's
balance.
all these
It depends on
10,000
a
rupees
strike
you want
price.
to buy
What
X
is the
shares.
strike price?
That
Means
X
we
share
are
is trading at
specifying a price.
₹100 in
Okay,
BSE.
if that
That X company is trading at 100 rupees in, let's say you have 1,000, you can buy 10 shares. You can take the ownership of that 10 shares by paying 1,000 at because that shares particular share is trading at currently the price 100. The share is trading at 100. You are buying from somebody. You are buying 100%. But in terms of that derivative share in your account, when options and all these things, you are with a time frame highly leveraged because the maximum margin means you have a 1,000 rupees. 2 months, you can whatever, take almost 90% more so than that money into the market. Means You have 1,000, you can take
And
an
these
exposure of
exchanges are
10,000
available all over the
so
world in
you are investing
financial
only
markets.
1,000, but
London
your
Stock
exposure
Exchange, New York
is
Stock Exchange,
10,000
BSE,
because
NSE,
you're paying
Dalal,
only the margin
Street,
money
Wall
because you're
Street,
playing in a future
MCX,
market. You are not
NCDX,
dealing in a spot
CME,
market. So that is
ICE,
an
London Metal Exchange.
so the
All these
things to
are the
remember,
exchanges
one is
with
derivatives
different
are
asset
some kind
classes.
of a contract.
Starting from
Second thing
equities,
is it is
commodities,
the price
and
of
forex,
that is
debt
derived from an
markets.
underlying asset.
And the third is
Okay,
highly
because
leveraged.
if you are a
This is
common
for
man,
you
you
to
want to
understand.
buy
I'm not
or you want
telling
to
you
have an
to
access to
understand
all these things, you
all
need
these
to follow
calculations and
certain
procedures,
procedures.
and you have to obey
Okay,
the rule of the country.
there are other thing is the
which
forward
country is
contract.
following
Forward
which rule.
contract
We
are
have a
the
BSE,
basic form of
we have
derivative.
SEBI in India, Security
The basic
Exchange
form of
Board,
derivatives means
and
they are
BSEB is a
regulating all the
contract
equity
market,
market,
and if you
customized the
go to
contract.
FDA
Two
and
parties
all these
to buy or sell
authorities
an
in all
asset in a
over the
specified
international
price
markets
on
for
a future date. Okay,
Suppose
a sugar manufacturing company
then we will
is
just
making a
deep dive
contract with
into
some
features.
buyers that
Yeah,
they are
forward,
manufacturing
that
the ice
I
cream
understand. Everybody
because
agrees
the
with it. It's a
sugar is
contract
one of the
farming
raw
is a kind
material
of a
for the ice
product.
cream. They are making an entering a
You know,
contract with the
in local markets,
manufacturer and
everyone
the
follows
consumer.
the rules. Not going into
I will
that
buy
details.
from you
And
at
this is
15 cents in
a
6
small
months.
trying
Okay,
I'm doing now.
these
to make
contracts
you
are between
understand
them only.
features.
The
And
manufacturer of sugar
just a
and
simple
the
disclaimer, I'm
consumer
not going
is the
into
ice
the
cream
quantitative
producer. These two parties are
derivations of
entering into a
features
contract.
because
It
that
has a
itself
contract.
is a book.
It has a
So
defined
I'm not going
condition
into the
saying
details,
that
and it will
the
be really boring for
price
you guys.
and
So I'm just
quality,
giving you
delivery
an
months
idea
and
of how
everything,
features work.
and it will settle on that
Okay, this is
particular
Mr.
date.
X on the
Very
contract.
happy today. There is
Not
nothing is
like you
traded in
people
an exchange.
are feeling sleepy
This
maybe,
is the
but
very
he's very
crude
happy.
form of
And Mr.
derivative
X
is
want
the
to buy a
forward
gold.
contract. Only the difference, the major difference
And he's
is the customized
just
contract
search
and
for a
don't
price
trade on
and
spot price of gold.
Margarita.
Clear. The spot price, the forward contracts are available in all over the world.
sorry,
It's
and
basically
can
from the
someone
producers,
mute the
especially
mics
in
because
US
it will
and all.
create a lot of
Forward contracts
disturbances
work within
while the
producers in
presentation,
agricultural
the
commodities
presenter
like
as well as
grain,
the audience.
soft and coffee.
Thank you. And all these
And the
things
Mr.
which work.
X want to buy
Suppose
gold,
if you are
and
giving
he
us,
checked the
for the
newspaper.
sake of
The
argument,
current
is a
spot
burger
price
manufacturer,
is burger
100.
manufacturer is the
So,
major thing is the
what he
price,
will
the
do,
potato,
he will go
potato
to the
price.
shop,
He is entering
because
gas.
we need a potato
And
for all the season.
but whenever he is opening a shops, he
This
needs
is
potato because the
the
people
normal
prefer more
procedures we
potato
do every
fries
day in
rather
our
than the
life
burgers. So
for
he is
purchasing things. You
mobile
go to the
thing
nearest
is
shop and buy,
fries.
bring
So
it on
the
spot,
potato
and
fries
you
is
consume or
availability
process
is a
whatever you
seasonal
do.
thing and the price
This is
varying
called
off
spot
season.
transaction.
So he enter into the
The
contract.
spot transactions means you are
fix the
exchanging the
price,
cash
you
flow
run
and
the
the
shops
goods
for the
in
whole
the
year.
same
So
time
this is a
at
kind
the
of a
same
derivative
moment.
contract.
You
It's
consume
a kind of
the
a risk.
exchanges of your goods and
Okay.
you follow the cash flow.
And future contracts.
Debit and
Here is
credit.
the story.
If
The
debit
future
and credit
contract
is goods
is
to
a
your
legal
account.
agreement.
Same way.
Here the difference is it is creating a
Okay,
legal
it's now
binding
dating
and with the buyer and the seller, and it is a standardized.
here.
Here
It has the board, but
we
the
understand
biggest
what is a spot
difference
transaction,
is
right? It's
then we
trading
will
in an
go
exchange.
into a scene number 1. Today
Future
is 21st of August.
It is traded in
Mr.
future
X
exchanges.
want
That's
to
the
buy gold.
main function
now.
and the
You want
difference.
to buy gold in
One
October
level up,
20.
a difference
That means
compared to the
August,
forward
September,
contract is the
October.
futures because it has a
Today's
standardized and legal
price in
binding,
the future
the
date.
quality, price, date, and it
You
is
know the
tradable.
price
It's
of
tradable.
the
Tradable
current
means I
market
can
is
buy and sell
$100
anytime.
But
Any
you
number
don't
of
want to
time
buy
before
now,
the
but
expiry.
he's a
authorized
liquid
to
person.
exit.
You don't have the money, maybe, for the sake of argument.
And the options.
He want to buy it in October.
This is a very tough thing to
And he is very
understand.
bullish.
But
What
anyway,
is bullish?
courtesy, I'm just
Bullish
passing
means
through, but we will
he
focus more on
is
the features on the
thinking, or
coming
his
slides.
intuition
The
is the
options are
market
another financial instruments
at that time of
that value
October
of underlying
will go
securities
up.
such as stocks
It's an X
or
plus
options contract
100
offers
plus
the buyer
X.
the opportunity to buy
It
or
is
sell
100 plus X
depending
means
on the
X may
type of
be any
contract
number,
they
right?
hold
Any integer, okay?
and the
So
underlying
the
assets.
spot price is
Each
currently
option contract
100
will
and
have a
Mr. X
specific
is
expiration
thinking the
date by
price
which they
in
must exercise the
October,
option.
I'm
The
sure
stated price of an option is called strike price.
99% significance
See, this is
level.
the
I'm
thing,
saying
something
the
is an
price
option,
touch
right? Option means
somebody
higher
is
level
giving you a
standard.
right. He's very confident.
Somebody is giving you a right means
So
I'm telling you
check the
he
feature
can buy.
first.
I will will give you my right to buy something on a future date.
And he
So
buy October.
these rights are in two kinds. One is the buying right and selling right.
He buy
What is buying
October
right?
futures.
In the world of finance and derivatives,
This is the
this
small
buying right
example
is called call options.
Future
The
contract,
put
how it
option
is
means
work.
it's a selling right.
Because
Somebody is holding a selling right.
the Mr. X
It's
is
called
thinking
put
about
option.
the bullishness
Whenever
of the
you want
market,
to have that
but
buying
you
option,
don't have
you
any
need to
money
pay.
now,
If I want to buy that
but he
buying
is
call
having a
option, I
need
have to
of
pay a
this
premium.
thing, or the money will
Premium
come to
is
him on
the
October,
small
but he
amount I
want to
need to
take
pay.
the
And if
opportunity
anyone
of
want to
his
sell that
market
right,
view
whoever
now.
is selling that right, whoever
He
is
want to
writing an
hedge
option will
himself
receive some
now
premium.
from
That's
the
called
coming
put option.
bullishness.
And
So
one
what he
one
did is
interesting
he
thing
gone
is
to the
all
future
this
market
depends on a
and
strike
he
price.
checked
What is the
the
strike
price
price?
is
Means
he
we are specifying
bought
a
the
price.
October
Okay,
futures.
if that
This is the
particular
way
share,
the
okay, a
market
share of
this is the way the
Reliance is
futures.
trading at 100. You're buying a put option
This
of
transaction
Reliance
is called
shares at
futures
110.
transaction. So we
Okay,
go into
means
little bit
currently the
details
price,
of
the
these
share is
prices.
trading
Is
at
it the
100,
October
but
price
you
is
are buying
available now?
from somebody,
We'll go
you will
into the
get
live scenario and check.
that
We can help
share
or
into your
what
account
Mr.
when
X
it
is saying
strikes
is right or wrong.
110
We'll check it.
with a time frame that is called expiry date. That right has an expiry date. Coming 1 month, 2 months, whatever. It depends on the exchange and the contract. So that is the way it works. And these exchanges
This is the homepage
are
of the
available
India's
all over the
leading
world in
financial markets in metals
London Stock
and
Exchange, New
energy.
York Stock Exchange,
It's called
BSE,
multi-commodity
NSE, Jalal
exchange.
Street,
You can
Wall
see here
Street,
the prices,
MCX,
right?
NCDX,
These are the
CME,
futures prices.
ICE, London
So I
Metal
will
Exchange.
go
All
into
these
the
are the exchanges
details
with different asset classes. Starting from equities, commodities, and forex and debt markets also.
I just filter it
Okay,
out.
because if you are a
Only
Hello?
and you want to
gold
buy
prices.
or you want to have an access to
Hello?
these
Yes,
things,
please.
you need to follow certain
PPT is not
procedures
visible.
and you have to obey the rule of
No,
Kindly
country.
pin.
Not
country is
PPT. This is
following
a
which
web
rule?
page we
We
are
have a
showing now.
BSE, we have a SEBI in
This
India,
website is not visible.
and their regulation of listing market, if you go
Someone is
to
asking.
SBA and
No,
all
it's
these
visible fully because
authorities
I'm
in
watching
all
live
over
in other
the international
computers.
markets.
So is it fine? So someone
Okay.
can help us from the audience. Everybody can see this website.
Then we
Yeah,
will
I know.
just dive into
Visible. It's not visible. I can
yes,
see the sir,
over
but I
you know
cannot
that.
see the
I
PPTs
understand.
or
Everybody
website page
knows.
like that.
It's a contract
And I
farming
have
is a
seen
kind
the
of a
sir
typical
also.
contract.
Okay, Santosh, can you
You
see
know,
that?
in local markets, all everyone follow the forward. So I'm not going into that
No,
detail.
sir, no, sir.
And this is
You
a
are muted,
small
Santosh.
trying I'm doing now to make
Wait,
you
if we
understand.
pin the thumbnail, we can see
Just a simple
the screen.
disclaimer. I'm not going into
The screen is shown as a
quantitative
small thumbnail, and if we can
because
pin
that
it, we can see it.
itself is a book. So I'm not going into the details, and it will be really boring for you guys. So I'm just giving you an idea of how futures work.
It's happened, then
Okay, this is
someone
Mr. Rex.
in there on
Very happy today. Afternoon,
screen.
not like you people are feeling sleepy maybe, but he is very happy.
In
And Mr.
Facebook
Rex
and
want
other
to buy
area, it is
gold.
showing live. I don't know why it's not happening.
And he's just
Now you can
search for
see.
the price, the spot
I
price
No,
of
can
sir,
gold.
I
see.
cannot see.
The spot price.
Are you presenting your screen, sir?
Yeah, I'm
Sorry,
presenting my
and
screen.
can someone mute the
No, I cannot
mics
see.
because it will create a lot of
Yes,
disturbances
sir, we can
while the
clearly see.
presentation, the presenter as
Yeah.
well as the
Okay, fine. But anyway, you can go into
Thank
the
you.
MCX And
the
website.
Mr.
At
X
least
want
you
to
get
buy gold
prices
and he
here.
checked the newspaper. The current spot price is 100. So what he will do, he will go to the shop and pay cash.
I think you can
And
just pin it, then it
buy.
will become bigger. So you can see that.
This
So
is the normal
okay,
procedures we
so I'll
do every
carry
day
on
in our
now.
life
So you can
for
see here
purchasing
the
gold.
prices of
We
the
go to the
gold.
nearest
You
shop
can
and
see
buy,
September
bring it on
4th,
spot,
October,
and you
and
consume or
November.
process
These are the
whatever
three
they.
future contracts
This is
available
called
to
spot
trade
transaction.
now in MCX
The spot
platform
transactions
in
means
gold.
you are exchanging the
Okay,
cash
these are the
flow and the
opening price.
goods
This
in
is
the
the
same
low,
time
high,
at the
close.
same moment.
That
You
means
consume
if
the
Mr. X
exchanges
can go
of your
and
goods
buy the October
and
contract
you
now
follow the cash
and
flow.
keep it with him
Debit and
in
credit.
his demat account
Debit and
by
credit
paying
is goods
a
to your
small
account.
margin
Same.
money, so he can
Okay, it's
protect
in our daily
himself
life.
from the bullishness in the market. Is it clear?
Here is the thing. We understand what is a spot transaction, right?
Hello?
Then we will go into a scene
Yes,
number
sir.
one.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Today is
It's
21st of
audible.
August. Mr. X want to buy gold. Not
Okay,
now.
now I'm just back to
You want to
the
buy gold in October 20.
Mr. X page.
That means
And
August,
he is
September,
right. He was
October.
right.
Few days.
He can protect
Right? No
himself
future
from
date.
the bullishness. Now he know the
into
price
scene number
of
2.
the current market is
What scene
$100.
number? Same
You don't want
scenario.
to buy
You want
now,
to buy
but
a gold.
he's
Fine.
a liquid person. You don't
The
have the
spot price
money,
is 100
maybe
now,
for the sake
but
of
his
argument.
view is bearish.
He want to buy it in October,
Because he's
and
bearish.
he is
He
very
is happy,
bullish.
right? You should be happy because
What is
you have
bullish
a
mean?
wedding coming on
Bullish
next month or
means
after next month. Your
he is
brother wedding or
thinking,
your
or his
wedding or
intuition is the
some of your relatives
market
wedding, and
at that
somebody
time of
from their family is
October
asking, "Oh, you are a
will go
good
up. It's
PhD
an X
scholar or
plus
you are a professor
100
in a
plus
college
X.
in finance. So,
It is
what's your
100 plus
view on the
X means
gold
X may
price?
be any number, right? Any integer.
What do you
Okay.
suggest?
So the
You say
spot
that
price
okay, the
is
price is going
currently
down.
100, and
No
Mr.
worries.
X is
Because the
thinking
price
the
is going down,
price
everybody
in
is happy, right? The
October.
common man will
I'm
make,
sure
oh, I'm happy because a lot of
99%
experts told me
significance
that
level. I'm
in the
saying the
media and
price
all, the
touch
coming month, the prices may
higher
drop
levels
because of the
right now. He's
COVID-19. They
very
find a
confident.
very wonderful vaccine in
So
Russia and it come into India, and our Mr.
check
Modi
the
is
future price.
the very good
Gold.
friend of Mr. Putin, and he will bring it first into India,
And
and
he
all
buys
the problems
October
will
future.
solve. So the gold price
Okay.
go
You
down.
buy
So you should be
October
happy, right?
futures.
Okay, obviously,
This
the
is the
point of
small
view of risk
example
is fine,
of
but how you
future
capitalize?
contract, how it is work.
Can
Because
you capitalize that information
Mr. X is thinking about
in market?
the bullishness of the
In spot
market,
market, no way.
but he
If you
don't
buy
have
it and
any
keep it,
money
you will lose.
now,
So what is the way?
but he is having a need of this thing, or the
What
money will
can
come to
anyone
him on October,
suggest?
but he want to
One
take
person.
the
Either you can put it in
opportunity
a chat
of
box.
his
What
market
should
view
do,
now.
Mr. X?
He want to hedge himself now from
Unwin
the
case
coming
said short
bullishness.
selling.
So what
Mr.
he did
Unwin
is he gone to the
said
future market
short
and he
selling.
checked the
Is
prices
everybody
and
agree
he
with that?
bought the October futures. This is the way the market
Be
works.
energetic, guys.
This is the way the futures work.
No answer I'm not
This
seeing in the
transaction
chat
is
box.
called futures transaction. So we go into
I
little
can
bit
wait
details
for
of these prices.
no.
Is it the
Only
October
saying no.
price is available now? We'll go into the
No short
live
selling.
scenario and check. We can
Then
help,
only
or
unmute and
what
say
Mr.
why.
X is saying is right or wrong. We'll check it.
Mr. Only PV, can you come?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then what
Sir,
make you to
to
say that?
capital, sir, what you said
This
is
is the
the price
homepage
of
of
the
the Indian
commodity has
Leading
is
Exchange
going to down, right?
in
Yeah,
metals and energy.
So
It's called
why can't we
multi-commodity
buy that
exchange. You can see here the
If
now?
you
prices,
buy
right?
it, if
Uh,
you're expecting the
These
price
are the
go down, and if
futures.
you're buying, you will lose it,
So
right?
I will go into the details.
no, no, no. I'm thinking in another way.
Okay.
If you no, no, no. Oh, it's going down. Okay.
No
So
problem.
if you
No
if
problem.
I
No
just
problem.
filter it out.
No problem. Only
Only
it's a
the
kind of a
gold
discussion.
prices.
Don't take it in another way, right?
Hello.
Just
Yes, please.
say we discuss. Others will
PPT is
understand.
not
Maybe
visible.
the others. You are the one courageous to
Kindly
come
pin.
forward and say an
Not PPT.
answer.
This is
So
a
I
web
said a
page we
big
are
clap
showing
for
now.
him, Mr. Uni.
This website is
Thank you.
not visible.
So it's a kind of you learn, right?
Someone is
You
asking.
learn because you
No,
have the
it's
comfort, the
visible fully because I'm
consequences,
watching
and
live in other computers. So
controversies
is it fine?
and
So someone can
contradictions.
help
Then
us
only
from the
you learn.
audience.
Otherwise,
Everybody
no
can
one
see
will
this
learn.
website.
What you said is,
okay.
It's not
you
visible. I
are
can see the sir,
telling
but I cannot
Mr.
see
X
the
to buy
PPTs
that
or website
asset,
page like that.
and
And I have seen the sir
he's
also.
an intuition like the
Okay,
prices may go
Sandosh, can you
down,
see
right?
that?
So you think in a better way, is it right?
No, sir, no, sir.
Okay, sir.
You are muted, Sandosh.
What I think is if you
Well,
buy
if we pin the thumbnail,
some
we
more
can see the
some
screen.
more now,
The
by
screen is
thinking
shown
that
as a
in
small thumbnail,
future
and
it
if
may
we
go
can
up
pin
Okay,
it, we
okay,
can see
okay.
it.
But Mr. Uni, the thing is, the Mr. X required this on October. He is not ready to keep the
It's
asset
happened,
under
then
discussion
someone in
for
their
more
own
time. No, he
screen.
needed requirement in October, but he don't have a sufficient liquidity to put
In
100%
Facebook and other
money into
area, it is
previous days.
showing
But here
live.
he
I
is
don't know
thinking
why
the
it's not
prices may
happening.
go up. Anyway, thank you very much,
Now you can
Uni,
see.
for the heads up. Thank you. I
No, sir.
appreciate
You
your
can
challenge.
see.
I appreciate your effort. Thank you.
Are you presenting the clear screen, sir?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm presenting my screen.
Yeah, but it is not necessary to hold the underlying asset when you are
Yes, sir,
gravity
we can
market, no?
clearly see.
Because it is difficult future prices
Okay,
of
fine. But
underlying
anyway,
asset.
you can go into the MCX website. At
Yeah,
least
but
you
you
are
want
prices here.
to acquire that asset, underlying asset you need to enter into a contract. Either you need to do a transaction in the market by buying or selling. For that purpose, you can just have a cash flow exchange. Become bigger, so you can either you need to buy or sell, right? There is a cash flow requirement. So I'll carry on now. So you can see here the
But
prices
only
of the
difference,
gold.
only
You can
difference
see
is
September 4th,
only the
October,
difference.
and November. These are the three future contracts. You can't say only the difference. Now it is a MCX platform. Another kind of a discussion will go around. Okay, these are the opening price. Now, this is the low, high, close. We say that is margin that money. Means we call it as a margin. X can go in derivatives. There is different kind of margins are there. Mark to margin, variation margin, initial margin, and all these things will come. Small
Both the
margin
parties are
money.
supposed to pay protection.
So he can protect himself
When they enter into
from the
contract.
You can hold it, but daily you need to pay the difference. Is it clear? That is called variation margins.
Fair. Yeah.
For acquiring
Okay.
an asset, you need to have a regulator. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
very
Yes,
much. I'm sorry because I take
It's all
a question now because I break my promise. We'll take the questions at the last. Now I'm just back to the flow to continue. I want to see your feedback, how you're following this. He's right. Thank you very much for all participants. He can protect himself from the bullishness. Now the scenario is he checks on the future prices. What same scenario he will want to buy or sell. Fine. As so many people mentioned here, Abdullah said, said sell, and Ashwin said sell. Because he's bearish, they're right? You should be happy because you have a wedding coming on next month or after next month, your brother wedding or your wedding. Because he is selling at the current market and the prices will come down from their families asking, oh, you are a get a profit PhD scholar or you are a professor in a college, so you can gain that. So what's your view on the gold price? That's the way the future market works. What do you suggest? That's you say that okay, the price is going down. Getting in no worries, because the price is going down. Everybody's happy, right? All the common man will make. Oh, I'm happy because I'm for a lot of experts told me that if you go to any financial coming months, the prices may drop because of the COVID-19. They find a very wonderful vaccine in Russia and come into India, and our Mr. Modi. This is the beauty of very good friend of Mr. Putin, and he will bring it first into India, and all the problems will solve. So the gold price go down. I think you should be happy. You have some obviously on the point of view of risk is fine, but then how we will capitalize into more details. Can you capitalize that information? Now we understand something on futures. You buy it and keep derivatives somewhere. I know you have a vague picture, so we will fulfill that picture by going back to our initial discussion. We start with one person. Either you can put it in the chat box. What should do? Let's do. How we can replicate, how we can help the industry to support these techniques of risk management by way of utilizing the derivative. Short selling. We stuck here, right? Everybody agree with that? My question in the beginning was the business case, the ALBA and the energetic guys, what would do? If price comes down answer to 200, I'm not seeing in who will bear the loss of this 800? That's the question, right? I can wait for another. You will find a solution only saying no by using the derivatives. So our risk is downside. Can only unmute and say why you will end up in a loss of $800. That means you're buying at 1,000 and you're selling at 200.
Yes,
You
sir.
will straight away. There is no loss. What
Sir,
makes you
to
say
cap it,
PhD or no master degree
uh,
require a one or
sir,
primary grade student?
what you said is the price of the commodity is going to down, right?
Yeah.
So why can't we buy that?
Being a person from financial risk management, buy it. If you're expecting the price go down, and if you're buying, you will lose it, right?
No. I'm
That's right.
I'm thinking in another way.
Okay.
If you
Crucial
no.
point
It's
of
going down. Okay.
No problem.
So if you
No problem. Only it's a kind of a discussion. Don't take it in another way, right? Understand it properly. We discuss, others will understand. Maybe the others, you are the one courageous one to come forward and say an answer. So I said a big clap for him. For a person in risk management and finance,
Thank you.
understand where is your risk lies. It's a kind of you learn, right? You learn because you have to comfort the consequences and your controversies and contradictions cost is
then only you learn.
1,000.
Otherwise,
So
no
you
one
need
will
to
learn
make
like that.
1,000 plus.
What you
Then only
said
your
is,
business will become
what you said is,
profitable. If it is
you are
1,000
telling
minus
Mr.
X,
X to
you
buy
are
that
gone.
asset,
You will ending up in a
and
P&L loss.
he's
So
an
we
intuition,
understand
like
our
prices may go down,
risk
right?
is on the downside. So how we
So you
can
think in a better
mitigate
way, is it
this
right?
downside risk by
Okay,
utilizing
sir.
the derivatives? That's
What
really
I
important.
think is, if you buy
So normally,
some more,
I take you through the
some more
MCX website in
now,
India,
by
commodity
thinking that
exchange,
in
where
future it may
all
go
the
up.
bullions and
Okay,
metals
Like
and
if you,
commodities are trading. The same way internationally,
only the thing is
because
that's in India,
the Mr.
but in
X
globally,
required
the
this on
industries are
October.
running.
He is not
Each and
ready to
everything is
keep the
priced on
asset
a
under his
benchmark
custody
exchanges.
for more
Benchmark
time.
exchanges
No,
means if
he
you see
needed
in the
requirement
news,
in
the
October,
daily
but
crude
he
oil
don't have a
prices are
sufficient
going up or
liquidity
down.
to put
Where this
100% money in the
it's
previous
happening
case.
in
But
which
here
exchange?
is
It's
happening in
the prices
Trivandrum.
may go up.
Anyway, thank you very much.
Delhi
Only for
or
the
in
heads up.
US.
Thank you. I
It's
appreciate
happening in
your
a
challenge.
benchmark
I
exchange.
appreciate
That is
your
the crude
effort.
oil is
Thank you.
traded in a NYMEX,
Excuse me,
mercantile
sir.
exchange. Yes.
Where that crude oil
Yeah, but
price,
it is not necessary
WTI
to hold
or
the underlying
the
asset
West
when you are
African
into
intermediary or
derivatives
Brent,
market. No?
these are the
So
two
because it's
areas of the
basically
crude oil
betting on
trading.
the future
These
prices
are the
of
world
underlying asset.
benchmark. If you go and buy anything in any
Yeah,
over the
but
world in a bulk, not retail,
you want to
bulk,
acquire that
the
asset,
refineries,
underlying
they
asset.
will
You
do
need
the
to enter into
refining
a
pricing.
contract, either
Either
Geo
you need
or
to do a
Reliance,
transaction
means
in
the
the
Reliance
market
or
by
BPCL
selling.
or
For
Bharat
that
Petroleum
purpose, you should
or
have a
Aramco
cash
in
flow
Saudi
exchange.
Arabia or
Either
any
you
other
need to buy
company
or sell,
situated in any
right?
other
There is
part
a
of the
cash
world.
flow.
The
All these
requirement is there
countries
as per
are
the market
raising their raw
But only
material
difference,
price
only
on
the
a
difference in
price.
the
That price
exchange,
is
sir.
called
Only the
benchmark
difference.
price. That is for the crude oil,
that
it is in
depends. If you
NYMEX.
can't say
For
only the
metals,
difference,
it is in LME,
it's
London Metal
another kind of a
Exchange.
discussion will go around. But for
If you
now, for the
have to
sake of
hedge it
argument, we say
properly,
that it's a
you need
margin
to
money.
hedge
We call
on
it as a
that
margin.
particular
Okay.
exchange.
In
No
derivatives,
need
there is
to
different
price
kind of
hedging
margins
in
are
Indian
there. Mark to
market.
margin,
You have
variation
no
margin,
correlation.
initial margin, and all these
Correlation
things will
means
come.
if you're hedging
But both
instrument
the parties are
and
supposed
your pricing
to be
instrument
at the
should
exchange
on 100%
When they enter into
correlation,
contract.
then
yeah,
only
yeah.
your
You
hedge
can
should be
hold it,
efficient.
but
Otherwise,
daily
you
you
should
need
not
to pay
have
the
an
difference.
efficient hedge.
That is
The
called
main
variation.
lie in approximation
Fair. Yeah,
that
yeah.
have a
For
lot of
acquiring
Okay.
an
information
asset, we
on
need
the
to put a
hedge.
liquidity.
So we have to
Thank you very much. I'm sorry
do
because
this
I take
transaction of this
a
particular
question
industry.
now
In this
because I
example, it's
break
an
my promise.
aluminium, so we
We'll
need
take the
to
questions at the
hedge
last
in
because of this
aluminium.
flow to
So we
continue. I want
understand
to see your
that this is
feedback,
our
how you're
downside
following this
risk. So
discussion.
the
That's all. Thank you very
immediately
much for all
Alba
participants and
sell
comments. Thank you.
to Gamco,
Okay.
the Gamco will
The
go
scenario
and
is
sell
he check on the future
the
prices
contract
and he will
LME
buy
at
or
1000.
sell. As
By
so
the
many people
time
mentioned here,
he sell
Abhilash
the raw
sell,
material
okay,
price
said sell, and
here,
Ashwin
Gamco
said
after the
sell.
March,
Okay,
he
okay.
will
That
they're
time the
right
prices
reaches
reaches
200. He will buy back
October future.
whenever the same time he sell.
Because
He
he
will
is
buy
selling at the
back
current market and the prices
at
will
the
come down in
LME
future,
exchange,
so he can
because
get a
he need to
profit
close
by
the
buying
trade.
back
He
at
did
lower price.
selling here,
So you
and
can
he will
gain
buy
that. This is the
profit.
future area.
So
That's the
he
way the
will
future market
gain
works.
here 800 simultaneously.
That's the
He will
advantage
lose
we are getting
800
in derivative platform compared to
because
others.
of the
That's
market.
why all the
So
derivatives
this is
platforms are
a zero
very
sum
helpful
game.
for
The
financial risk
impact is zero.
management.
This is
If you
called
go to any
hedging.
financial risk management guy, he is
This is
hedging
called
via
hedging. So the
this
impact is
derivative
zero.
market.
You lose on the
So
physicals,
this is the
but you
beauty of
gain
it.
on the
And just try to make you understand by
how,
giving this two
because
examples.
you had a proper hedging
Okay.
strategy and
Now
your
we
timings are
understand.
right.
Hopefully, I
You
think
are
all of
properly
you have some
interacted with the
glimpse
proper
on
instrument by
futures
hedging
market.
that price
Then we
risk
will go
the
into
LME
more
market.
details. This is the future transactions. Okay. This is the perfect hedge.
Now we will,
Okay.
we understand
Bottom line
something
is
on futures, something on
risk is an
derivatives somewhere.
essential.
I know you have a vague picture,
And
so we will
it is a
fulfill that picture by going back to
precarious
our initial
element.
discussion. Always take
We
the
start
risk
with
in
Gamco
and
calculate,
Alba, right?
You are able to take only the calculated
Let's
risk.
do how
Risk
we
is enough.
can replicate, how we can
Thank
help
you.
the
Thank
industry
you all.
to support these
And
techniques of risk management.
we'll
My
move
way
into the
of
question and answer
utilizing
session.
the derivatives. So how much time is it? We stuck here, right? My question in the beginning was the business case, the Alba and Gamco, what would do?
Okay, the floor is open for the discussion. Is there
if
any
price
questions? We can
come
take it
down
forward.
to 200? Who will bear the loss of this 800? That's the question, right? So you will find a solution
Hello?
by using
Yes.
this derivative.
Welcome for the discussion
So
session.
our risk is downside.
You can ask queries.
If you do the business,
Hello?
you will end up in
Hello?
a loss of
Participants,
$800. That means you're
please
buying
come
at
and join.
1,000 and you're selling at
Hello?
200. You will straight away. There is no logic or no
Hello, this is Pali
PhD or
Patil.
no
Thank you,
master's
sir.
degree required or a
This
private
was a
grade
night
student can
session,
say
but
you are
apart from
doing
the
business
value of
Ganga
underlying asset,
Super
on
or
what
Maturity.
basis the strike price is decided?
The strike price is an options which is coming up
from
because in
financial risk
the
management, how
strike
can you
price
support this
and
industry?
the underlying asset, because you are entering into an option transaction with a market view, right?
That's
Because
right.
you are expecting
We're just
the
moving
market
into
may touch a particular
very
level.
crucial.
Okay,
points
suppose
of
if you take an argument, if you
very
say that
patient
you are
and
you want to
be very
buy a
studious to
Reliance share,
understand this.
currently it is trading at
And if you
100.
understand it
So
properly,
you
you
think
understand
it may
Hedging.
touch 105. First,
We know
then
that
it will
this
go
is
up.
our risk.
So the
Right?
105,
First
if
of
you
all,
see
for a
technical
person in
analysis
risk
and see
management and
that,
finance,
you should understand where is your risk lies.
see, so
If
as an
you
industry
going
of
into, you can see
Gamco
my
is
screen,
concerned, the risk lies in the downside.
Yes.
means you are fixing your
Yes, we
cost.
can see.
Major fixed cost
If
is
you are this is
1,000,
a
so
technical
you need to
analysis
make
of
particular
1,000
thing. You are
plus,
saying
then
that
only
okay,
your
you see
business will
somewhere
become
resistance
profitable.
here. So
If it
after
is
hitting this
1,000
resistance, the
minus
prices may
X,
go up.
you are
So you want to
gone.
buy
You will
something,
ending up in
take
a
some
300
equations
loss.
here. So you
So
will
we
make that
understand
particular
our
price as a strike
risk
price.
is on
So
the
if that
downside.
hits,
So
you
how
will be
we
going
can
long.
mitigate
So you
this
will get
downside
transferred the
risk
positions
by
as futures or whatever
utilizing
the underlying is.
the
So
derivatives.
that's the way you
That's
are
why we are going.
more pointing your
So
market
normally
strategy and market
I
reading via
take you through
options.
the MCX
So
website in
I
India,
forget to show that
multi-commodity
time. These are
exchange,
the some of the
where
prices trading in the
all the
exchanges. See if you
bullions
can
and
see these
metals
are
and
the December
commodities are
prices,
trading. The
March
same way
prices,
internationally,
in corn, because that's in
all these
India,
are the
but in
exchanges
globally
and
the
keep moving
industries are
to
running.
the
Each and everything is priced
all over
on a
all the
benchmark
prices,
even if you see the
exchanges.
crude oil
Benchmark
also, it is
exchanges
available
means
in
if
the
you see in
market.
the
This is the
news,
the daily crude oil prices are
platform,
going up or down.
interconnected stock
Where
exchange
this happening?
platform, here you can see
It's
the
happening in
Brent
which
trading,
exchange? It's happening in
and
Trivandrum,
see these are the
or it's
crude oil
happening in
prices
Delhi,
trading. These are the
or in
chartings.
US.
We do it
It's
here,
happening in a benchmark
and
exchange. That is, the crude oil is traded in a NYMEX, the heating
oil,
oil exchange,
gas oil,
where
and
that
all these
crude oil
details,
price,
every
WTI
commodity
or
segment wise,
West
we can
Texas
see.
Intermediary or Brent, these are the
Okay.
two variants of the crude oil traded. These are the world benchmark. If you go and buy anything in any over the world in a bulk, not retail, bulk, the refineries,
Okay, any other
they
questions?
will do the refining pricing, the Geo or Reliance, means the Reliance or the BPCL or Bharat Petroleum or Aramco in Saudi Arabia or any other company
Dear
situated in another part of the world.
participants,
All
you
these
can
countries
also
are
type your
pricing their
questions
raw
in the
material
chat
based
box.
on
Okay, there
a
is a
Okay?
price.
question
That
from
price is
Abhilash.
called benchmark
Please correct
price.
me, I'm wrong.
That
A
is
derivative
for
is
the crude
considered
oil,
to
it
be
is
a
in a
risk
NYMEX.
mitigating
For
tool.
metals,
Then
it is in
why the
LME,
legendary
London Metal
investor Mr.
Exchange.
Warren Buffett opinion derivatives as a
If you
financial
have
weapon
to hedge
of
it
mass
properly,
destruction?
you need to hedge
It's a
on
true.
that particular exchange.
This is statement
No
I hear
need
it
if you
everywhere.
price
If I go to
hedging
any
in
college or
Indian
anything
market,
related to
you have
derivatives, they
no
will say this question.
correlation.
Mr.
The
Warren Buffett
correlation
is saying
means
this.
if your
What's
hedging
your opinion?
instrument
It's very
and
nice.
your
Again, today
pricing
also I got
instrument
it.
should on
See,
a
you know the
100%
blade, right?
correlation,
The
then only
blade.
your hedge should be efficient.
Okay, the blade
Otherwise, you
is
should
used to
not
shave,
have an
right?
efficient
Your
hedge.
face.
It may lie
The
in a
blade has a
box
two
also
use. One,
that
you
have a lot
can
of
clean your
implications
face and
onto
you
that.
become a more
So we
handsome.
have to
The same way you can use
do
that
this
blade to cut
transaction of
your
this particular
leg.
industry in this
It
example
depends
is
on
in
the person
aluminium,
it
so
is
you
used.
need to hedge in
You can't blame the
aluminium.
blade for
So we
everything.
understand that this
You
is our
have to blame
downside
the
risk.
person
So
who
the
is using it.
immediately Alba
The
sell
derivatives is an
to
instrument. If you use
Gamco,
it properly,
Gamco will go
that's
and
why the people
sell
like me are here in
the
the market
contract
to
at
take care of that. The people are using the
LME at
instrument
1,000.
properly or not. Is
By
it
the
properly
time
understandable?
he
They
sells
are
the raw
using the
material
proper
price
strategy or not?
here, the Gamco
It's all
after the
come into the
March,
calculus and
he
mathematics.
will
Currently,
that
it is
time the
very
prices
easy. If you have a
reaches
good
200,
understanding, this is the one
he will
message for
buy back.
the
Whenever
graduates
the
coming up
same time he
in
sell, he
PhDs
will buy
and
back
the post graduations. This is
at
the one
the
area
LME
our
exchange
Kerala
because
people are very
he
lucky
need to close the
because it
trade.
involves a
He
lot of
did
mathematics,
selling here
quantitative
and
finance.
he will buy. This is the
So if you
future
can do that,
area. So
it's very
he will
easy. Then you
gain
will
here
realize that
800
how the
simultaneously.
Reliance
He will
and
lose
Bharat Petroleum
800
and BPCL and our ministry is fooling us
because of
in
what?
petroleum pricing.
So this is
The truth is 100% hedged in India. The impact is zero. Whatever the transfer pricing you are getting, they are making into their profit because the same way they already hedged. What I heard is the Reliance and all they hedged fully for next lose on the physicals, but you gain on the means 3 years raw material price they fixed. How? Because you had a proper hedging strategy and your timings are right. You are properly interacted with the proper instrument by hedging that prices into the LM market. Thank you, Abhilash. This is the perfect hedge. Good involvement from the participants. Bottom line really appreciated. I hope you understand something and I've been on time on my hand. It is a responsibility. Precarious. So if there any other questions, I'm happy to welcome. And you can reach me here. So I mentioned my all credentials. You can see the details. Thank you. And my WhatsApp is there, Facebook and LinkedIn, and Insta is there. We'll move into the question and answer session. Updates. If you have any queries, you can contact.
I have a question. Being a practitioner, we work almost in a similar industry. I cover the equities part, so you cover more of the risk management part. So one of the questions was raised that why is Warren Buffett not fully investing in derivatives, and why is derivatives not considered? Can you explain me? I also want students also to hear, how big is the derivative industry versus a cash market? We practitioners understand the best part of it, why derivatives are used. Like for example, in India, 20% is a cash market and 80% is a derivatives market. So, how is it globally, and your comments? How is the commodity market ranked? I'm sure that's one of the biggest market and next to the bond market. So maybe if you touch upon that subject, also would be helpful for the students out here. And for the professors and dignitaries also here.
Because you are thank you, Santosh, for the very strategic questions. Right? Exactly, because you are expecting whatever market mentioned very clearly in India. 80% suppose it's derivative market, if you take an argument, if you say that you are want to buy a our involvement is less, currently all the hedge funds and the mutual fund industries and pension fund industries are handling that bigger segment, then you are hearing only a small the 105 if you see technical analysis and you are not seeing that 80% portion. The same way, if you globally, you will really surprised. You can see my screen. The biggest market share in all over the derivative segment is coming from. If you are say this is a technical analysis of particular thing, you are saying that okay, you see somewhere forex is the largest driver hitting this resistance. The prices may go up. The forex you want to buy foreign exchange market, some situations here. 4-hour running will make that particular price days and Sundays that hit and Saturday going long. Apart from that, so you will 24 hours the positions forex market or whatever the underlying. The market capitalization or the forex more point changing your market new highs every market reading. The second is the commodity market. So because I forget to show that time, we know that the commodity market, the populations are growing in a bigger way, and the commodities and the food, especially, and the raw materials need to move from country to country. It takes huge time. All over all the prices, even if you see the crude oil also 60 days or 90 days, use the time from one production to the another consumption, and that will lead to another. You can see the brand. So we need a proper value chain, and these are the crude oil prices trading to the chart instrument to hedge that here. That's only the so derivative market is a huge market. Heating oil and gas oil, sector-wise, the largest contribution is from commodity segment. We can see here. Next is the commodities, then only the then only the debt.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a very nice discussion. We have still 5 to 3 minutes. If any questions, any other questions, we can address. Anything from faculty?
Dear participants, you can also type your questions in the chat box.
Okay, there is a question from Abhilash. Please correct me. I'm here. I'm saying all the best for tomorrow. So he will take you through the equity derivatives and equity analysis. This is one of your portions. Financial weapon of mass destruction. It's a true. Thank you again for the organizers. I hear it everywhere. Thank you very much college or anything related to derivatives. They will say this question. Mr. Warren Buffett is saying this. What happened? It's very nice. Again today also I got back to see. You know the blade, right? The blade.
Okay, the blade is used to shave, right, your face.
Thanks to Dr.
The blade has
Sadar
a
Abdul
tool.
Rashid
One you
for the
can
marvelous
clean
session
your
on
face and
hedging
become
in
a
financial
more
terms.
handsome.
Now I
The
would like
same
to
way
invite
you can
Dr.
use that
Pradesh,
blade to cut
Assistant
your
Professor, Iqbal
razor.
College, for vote of thanks.
It depends on the person it is using.
Okay. Good
You
evening to all.
can't blame the
It's
blade
immense
for everything.
pleasure that our webinar
You
become a
have to
success
blame the person who is
with
using it.
knowledgeable presentation and active
The derivative
participation.
is an instrument. If
It
you
is the
use
time
it
to
properly,
express our
that's
sincere
why
thanks
people
to
like me are
the resource
here in the
person,
market to take
Dr.
care of it.
Sardar Abdul Rasheed,
People are
for
using the
this section.
instrument properly or not.
Expressing
Do
our
they
gratitude
properly
on
understand it?
behalf of
They are using the
PG
proper
Department of
strategy or not?
Commerce, IQSC, and
It's
Iqbal
all come
College.
into the calculus and
We are
mathematics.
almost
Learning
thankful
is very
to
easy if you have a
Major
good understanding.
Dr.
There is
U.
a one
Abdul
lesson
Kalam,
for
our
the
principal,
graduates coming up
for
for
giving
doing PhDs
us
and
inspiration
post
and
graduation. This is
courage
the
for
one area
this
our
event.
Kerala people are very
We are
good
also very
because
thankful
they can do a
to
lot of
Dr.
mathematics,
V.
perfectly
Jayaraju,
fine.
our HOD and
They
coordinator of
can do that.
IQSC,
Very
for
easy.
giving
Then you will
timely
realize that
advice.
how the
We would like to
Reliance
acknowledge
and Bharat
our
Petroleum and
gratitude to the
BPCL and our
coordinator,
university is fooling us
Dr.
in
Shamna
petroleum prices.
Salim, Assistant Professor,
Petrol is
Department of
100%
Commerce,
hedged in India.
Iqbal College.
Whatever the transfer prices are
Moreover, the
getting it, they
organizing
are making
committee
it
for
their
the
profit.
efforts and
But the
the
same way,
dedication
they
for the
already
events.
hedged. What I heard is
Overall
Reliance and all,
expressing
they
our
hedged
thanks to
fully for
all
next
those
3 years.
participants in the webinar
Means
for
3
their
years raw
active
material price
participation
gets
also.
fixed.
Thank you.
So this is the thing. Uh,
Okay.
Foreigners like
Yeah.
you,
Thank you once
the man
again.
who carries the cat and tail or something can. Thank you, Abhilash. Good involvement from the participants. Really appreciate it. I hope you understand something and I've been on time on my responsibility. So, is there any other questions? I'm happy to welcome, and you can reach me here. So, I mentioned my all credentials. You can see the details, and my WhatsApp is there, Facebook and LinkedIn, and Insta is there. So you can follow me with the updates. If you have any queries, you can contact.
I have a question. Being a practitioner, we work almost in the similar industry. I cover the equities part, so you cover more of the risk management part. So one of the questions was raised that why is Warren Buffett not fully investing in derivatives, and why is derivatives not considered? So can you explain me? I also want the students also to hear, how big is the derivatives industry versus a cash market? Because we practitioners understand the best part of it, why derivatives are used. Like, for example, in India, 20% is a cash market and 80% is a derivatives market. So, how is it globally? And your comments, how is the commodity market ranked? I'm sure that's one of the biggest in the market, and next is the bond market. So maybe if you touch upon that subject also would be helpful for the students out here, and for the professors and dignitaries also here.
Thank you, Santosh, for the very strategic questions. Exactly, because what Santosh mentioned very clearly in India, 80% is derivative market and 20% is a spot market. But because of our involvement is less, all the hedge funds and the mutual fund industries and pension fund industries are handling that bigger segment. You are hearing only a small segment of equities on your daily news. You are not seeing that 80% portion. The same way, if you globally, you will really surprise the biggest market share in all over the derivative segment is coming from forex and commodities. The forex is the largest driver in derivative segment. The forex, foreign exchange market, is a 24-hour running market. There are only 2 holidays in Sundays and Saturday. Apart from that, 24 hours the forex market is working. The market capitalization of the forex market is changing and making new highs every day. The second is the commodity markets, because we know that the commodity market, the populations are growing in a bigger way, and the commodities and the food, especially, and the raw materials need to move from country to country. It takes huge time. It will vary from the logistically 60 days or to 90 days voyage time from one production to the another consumption, and that will lead to another processing. So we need a proper value chain, and we need a proper instrument to hedge that risk. That's only the derivative market. So derivative market is a huge market, and sector-wise, the largest contribution is from the forex derivatives. Next is the commodities, then only the equities will come, then only the debt will come. Thank you. It's a very nice discussion. We have still 3 minutes. If any questions, last questions, we can address. Anything from faculty? Then I will conclude here. I'm saying all the best to Santosh for tomorrow. So he will take you through the equity derivatives and equity analysis. This is one of your portions. So thank you again for the organizers, and thank you very much for the management, staff, faculties, and whoever is taken this effort to make it happen. Thank you very much. Back to the MC.
Thanks to Dr. Sadar Abdul Rasheed for the marvelous session on hedging in financial risk. Now I would like to invite Dr. Pradesh S., Assistant Professor, Iqbal College, for vote of thanks.
Okay. Good evening to all. It is immense pleasure that our webinar become a success with knowledgeable presentation and active participation. It is the time to express our sincere thanks to the resource person, Dr. Sadar Abdul Rasheed, for this section. Expressing our gratitude on behalf of PG Department of Commerce, IQSC, and Iqbal College. We are almost thankful to Major Dr. U. Abdul Kalam, our principal, for giving us inspiration and courage for this event. We are also very thankful to Dr. B. Jayaraju, our HOD and coordinator of IQSC, for giving timely advice. We would like to acknowledge our gratitude to the coordinator, Dr. Shamna Salim, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Iqbal College. Moreover, the organizing committee for the efforts and the dedication for the events. Overall, expressing our thanks to all those participants in the webinar for their active participation also. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you once again.